Right now, at this exact moment, there are top bloggers out there quietly pulling in massive amounts of passive income. I mean, they are quite literally making money while they sleep, while they're traveling the world, or just hanging out with their families. But here is the brutal, honest truth. The harsh reality is that most beginners who try this will absolutely throw in the towel and quit within their first 90 days. So why is that? Why the massive gap? Well, I'll tell you, it is definitely not about natural talent or getting lucky. It all comes down to a very specific set of decisions made in the first 30 days. So welcome to this explainer. Today, we are going to lay out the complete step-by-step blueprint for building a highly profitable blog in 2026. We're cutting straight through all the noise so you can go from zero to your very first $1,000 online. Let's get right into it.
You know, the gap between building a true digital asset that pumps out monthly cash flow and just abandoning a broken, frustrating website, it's huge. And the reason this space has such a notoriously high failure rate is simply because beginners get completely overwhelmed. They get bogged down by outdated advice, they drown in technical jargon, and they end up focusing all their energy on the completely wrong things.
So think about this for a second. What if you had someone just walk you through every single one of those crucial early decisions, step by step, right from the jump, before you wasted months going down a total rabbit hole in the wrong direction? Well, that is exactly what we're going to do right here, right now. No fluff, just the exact blueprint you need.
Okay, here is our game plan for today. First, we'll cover the 2026 blogging reality. Then, foundation, niche, and setup. Third, creating content that ranks. Fourth, traffic and email lists. Fifth, we've got the monetization masterclass. And finally, your 90-day success roadmap.
All right, Section 1, the 2026 blogging reality. Okay, let's dive into this. A question I hear all the time is, hey, is blogging dead in 2026? And the answer is a massive, resounding no. In fact, when you do it the right way, running your own blog is still hands down one of the most profitable online business models out there today. But the way we build them? Yeah, that has fundamentally changed.
To really understand why, you have to think about social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, platforms like that. They are absolutely incredible for reaching a ton of people very quickly. But here's the catch. You are building your business on rented land. You don't actually own your audience there. A sudden algorithm change can literally make all your reach just vanish overnight. Poof, gone. A blog, on the other hand, is owned real estate. It's your ultimate online home base. You control the content, you control the layout, and most importantly, you control the money. It gives you this long-term leverage and stability that social media alone just simply cannot match.
Moving right along to Section 2, foundation, niche, and setup. This is where we lay the groundwork. We're going to figure out exactly what your blog is going to be about and how to snap the technical pieces into place so you can actually go live. And that brings us directly to your niche. Your niche is basically just the main subject that your entire blog revolves around. But here's the secret sauce. It needs to be incredibly specific. Like, don't just start a massive vague blog about food. Instead, start one about easy baking for beginners. Don't start a generic blog about video games. Start one specifically about Minecraft building tips. You see the difference? When you can solve a very specific problem for a very specific group of people, you build deep, profound trust. And trust me on this, that trust is the absolute key to making money later on.
Now, once you've nailed down your niche, you actually have to build the site. And please, whatever you do not use free platforms if you're actually serious about making money. You need to be what's called self-hosted. The best way to think about it is like building a house. Your web hosting, that's the plot of land you rent on the internet. Your domain name, your .com, that's your street address so people can find you. And WordPress.org is the actual house itself, complete with all the tools inside. Self-hosted WordPress is the undisputed gold standard for professionals, simply because it gives you 100% control over your business.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Okay, buying digital land and building a digital house, this sounds super expensive. But it's really not. The barrier to entry here is shockingly low. You can actually get your hosting, your domain name, and WordPress all completely set up for under $100 for the entire first year. Seriously, just let that sink in for a second. You are launching an online business with massive global reach for less than what you'd spend on a new pair of sneakers.
And honestly, the tech setup is basically virtually frictionless nowadays. Step 1, you just get a beginner-friendly hosting plan from a rock-solid company like Hostinger. Step 2, you claim your free domain name, which they actually usually throw in for free for that first year anyway. Step 3, you just hit their super simple one-click WordPress install button. And boom! Within minutes, your foundation is completely poured. And hey, by the way, I put links to the recommended hosts that make this entire process totally seamless right down in the description below this explainer, so you can check those out whenever you're ready.
All right, Section 3, creating content that ranks. So the house is built, it's standing. Now it's time to design the interior so it looks amazing and fill it with highly valuable problem-solving content.
Look, first impressions matter immensely on the internet. But the good news is you don't need to be some master coder to make it look good. You just need a super clean, uncluttered design that instantly builds trust the second someone clicks over to you. I highly recommend using free, lightweight WordPress themes. Things like Astra or Cadence are fantastic for this. You want to ensure your fonts are highly readable and keep your navigation menu dead simple. And here's a crucial stat to remember. Over 60% of your visitors are going to be reading your content on their mobile phones. If your theme doesn't look absolutely perfect on a tiny screen, they will hit the back button and leave instantly.
Now, what's really interesting is how you actually get people to stay. The real secret to sustainable, long-term traffic is what we call evergreen content. These are articles that are going to remain useful and relevant for years to come. Think of topics like how to tune a guitar or best beginner photography tips. Instead of exhausting yourself chasing fleeting, everyday news, you really want to focus on building pillar posts. These are deep, genuinely helpful guides that act as sturdy supports for your entire blog, and they'll keep bringing you free traffic month after month, year after year.
But, okay, how do people actually find this amazing evergreen content? That's where SEO comes in. Search engine optimization. It sounds intimidating, but it's really just 3 steps. Step 1, you do keyword research to figure out exactly what your ideal readers are actually typing into Google. Step 2, you write incredibly helpful content that thoroughly answers what they're searching for, their search intent, and you just use those keywords naturally in your headings in your text. Don't force it. Step 3, you install a free SEO plugin like Rank Math. It basically acts like a little virtual coach right inside your WordPress dashboard, making sure your post is perfectly readable for Google.
Okay, Section 4, traffic and email lists. So, you've hit publish on some stellar evergreen content. Fantastic feeling, right? But just hitting publish, that is honestly only half the battle. Now, we've got to shift our entire focus to getting actual human eyeballs on that content.
To do that, you absolutely need a diversified traffic strategy. Google search is obviously your long-term powerhouse. But for new bloggers, Pinterest is a total hidden gem. A lot of people think it's social media, but it actually acts way more like a visual search engine, which makes it incredibly powerful for driving immediate traffic to brand new websites. You can definitely mix in targeted social media like TikTok or Instagram too, but you have to remember, the entire goal of all this external traffic is to pull those viewers back to your owned real estate.
And once they finally land on your real estate, your absolute #1 priority is to get them onto your email list. Please, if you take nothing else away from this explainer, hear me on this. Build your email list from day 1. You can use a tool like Kathami, which actually has a really great free plan for beginners to capture those emails. Why is this so crucial? Because your email list is a direct, unfiltered line to your audience that no tech platform can ever take away from you. They can't suppress it with a tricky algorithm update. It is hands down the most important and ultimately the most profitable asset your business will ever own.
Moving into Section 5, the monetization masterclass. This is the fun part. This is the reward phase. You've picked a niche, built a platform, written great content, and started an email list. So, how does all of that actually turn into that massive passive income we talked about right at the beginning?
Let's break down your options here. Display ads are awesome for passive income, absolutely, but they require a massive amount of traffic to actually pay well. So, where should a beginner start? You want to focus heavily on affiliate marketing and digital products. With affiliate marketing, you just recommend products you genuinely trust and you earn a commission on those sales without needing a million page views. With digital products, you can create something like an ebook, a template, or a video course just one time, and then you can sell it an infinite number of times. These 2 methods are absolutely perfect for scaling your passive income while your overall traffic is still in that growth phase. Now, offering services or consulting is a great way to earn cash quickly, for sure, but remember, you are trading your time for money there, which makes it way less passive in the grand scheme of things.
Now, before we get to our final roadmap, let me just pause for a second and reassure you. I know I have thrown a lot of tools at you today. Hostinger for your foundation, Astra for your theme, Rank Math for your SEO, Kit for your emails, Canva for your graphics. Please, don't feel like you need to be frantically pausing and writing all these down. Every single tool and resource we've talked about in this explainer is linked right down in the description below. Seriously, you can find everything you need to get your entire setup going right there.
Section 6, your 90-day success roadmap. All right, let's bring this whole thing together. We talked at the very beginning about how most people quit in those brutal first 3 months.
Let's make absolutely sure you sail right past that notorious quitting phase by giving you a concrete, bulletproof action plan.
Let's move to how this builds realistically across those critical first 90 days. Month 1, that is all about your foundation. Choosing your highly specific niche, getting that self-hosted WordPress site set up, and just sitting down to write your first few evergreen pillar posts. Honestly, do not even worry about making money yet. Then, in month 2, you start optimizing those posts for SEO, and you begin pushing content on Pinterest to get that initial trickle of traffic flowing in. By month 3, your focus shifts to capturing those new visitors onto your email list and finally introducing your first monetization method, like dropping a few really well-chosen affiliate links into your best-performing posts. It is a logical step-by-step build that doesn't overwhelm you.
So, there it is. You now know exactly what the top earners do differently. They treat their blog like owned real estate, they solve real-world problems with evergreen content, and they aggressively, relentlessly build an email list. The blueprint is quite literally in your hands now. The only question left is, are you ready to take control of your first 30 days and finally build your own profitable corner of the internet? Or are you going to stay on the sidelines, continuing to build your dreams on rented social media land? Check out those links in the description below, go get your hosting set up today, and start building your future. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.